What's happening, you guys? My name is Rafael and I run an online TCG business, topsupcollectibles.com, from the basement of my house in good old Illinois. And in this channel, I show you the ins and outs of running your own TCG business, as well as collecting, investing, and the TCG market as a whole. And today we are talking about Pokémon Center Exclusive Elite Trainer boxes, because there has been a lot of craziness happening with those boxes, more specifically with 151, Obsidian Flame, and Palladium Fates in the last week or so. So what we're gonna do today is go through all the boxes from cheapest to most expensive of the Scarlet and Violet era, Pokémon Center Exclusive, and at the end of this video, I'm gonna tell you what I believe it's still a good pickup regardless of the crazy price increases that we've seen during this bull market, and regardless of what the market is doing with these boxes right now. If you're new to collecting and Pokemon as a whole and you haven't really dabbled into Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. We've never had Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes that are exclusive with the promo before. Sword and Shield had some, but they didn't come with the promo. Sun and Moon, XY era, didn't really get any. So we really don't have much data to go back and look at what other boxes have done in previous years other than the Scarlet and Violet era. Because at the very beginning of the Scarlet and Violet era, they started to introduce more packs and the exclusive stamp promo that you have seen, a lot of the cards going crazy in PSA 10. And that is really what's driving the prices. So I know that it's really hard to see a Journey Together Elite Trainer box Pokemon Center Exclusive for $160, and then the regular ETB, it's only $70, and you automatically just gravitate towards the $75 because you say to yourself, I don't care about that promo. I get one in the regular ETB too. The only difference is the stamp. I'm going to pick this one up. But the truth is that there's more to it. There's a level of scarcity in these ETBs. There's a collectability. There is a PSA 10 population report that also carries a value in these promos. And the sealed product itself carries value. A lot of people that get ETBs from Pokemon Center Exclusive don't open them up. They stay sealed in a shelf somewhere because they know the value, they know the exclusivity and how rare they are. No store sells these boxes except for PokemonCenter.com. So as long as you understand that, let's go ahead and dive in and look at these prices. All right, you guys, so here's the Journey Together. The cheapest box Pokemon Center Exclusive right now is $160 for Journey Together, and Journey is a fairly new set, so you can see that it's only been up 17% in the last 3 months, 12% in the last month, and it actually went down from its inception to the market, but that's usually normal how it happens. Regardless, it's still holding at around $160 for a MSRP box of 60. That's how much Pokemon Center sells them for, and you can see there's about 454 available in the current market right now. The Stellar Crown Pokemon Center ETB is going for $235. This is the second cheapest of the entire era, and this one has had its moves ups and downs. It was at 150 at some point, it went down to 110, and now it's climbing back up. There is about 15 of them in the market right now on TCG Player currently available. And there is a chance that we may still see another reprint or another wave of these boxes hit the PokemonCenter.com, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Next up is Twilight Masquerade, going for $156 or so. Pokemon Center Exclusive. It's seen 87% increase in value. It had a pretty big bump here in March, all the way up to 170, and then it settled back down, but then it continued its course all the way up. It only has 54 current available in the current TCG market right now. And again, there is a chance that this one may get reprinted as well, and that's why it hasn't seen massive increase in prices like early Scarlet and Violet era has. Up next is the White Flare Pokemon Center Exclusive, $160 right now. It is fairly new to the market, so as you can see, it has come down after its inception to the market. Only 89 available in the current TCG market, which is a lot for a Pokemon Center Exclusive ETB box. There's a high chance that this will be reprinted at PokemonCenter.com, and that's why the price will mingle around the 150 to 160 price point, because it's such a new set. Similar thing with the Black Bolt Elite Trainer box from Pokemon Center at $184. This one does carry a bit of a premium. I think the promo does play a role in value here, and that's the reason why this one is more, and it only has 71 available ETBs in the current TCG market compared to the White Flare. Paradox Rift. There's two ETBs for this one, and the first one is $200. It has seen 21% in the last 3 months, 34% in the last 6 months and 181% for the year. It only has 28 boxes available in the current market right now. It falls in the same category as there could potentially be a reprint of this one as well. Here's the other Paradox Rift, also dancing around the $200 price point. Similar growth, 38% in 6 months and 195% in a year, and 27 available boxes right now in the market. Temporal forcers. Here is where we start to see a little bit of inconsistencies, because this one's sitting at around $184, right? And it has 21 boxes available on TCG Market. It's 152% for the year, about 40% increase in the last 6 months. And once we get to the older Temporal Forces box, I'll let you know what I'm talking about. All right, Scarlet and Violet base, $230, $240, 6 months, 14% growth, and 140% in the last year. 25 boxes available in the current market, and this one is going out of print here in March. And because of that, even though it's a base set and it really doesn't have much to offer in terms of a set, these boxes move based on when they're going out of rotation and based on scarcity in the market. So Scarlet and Violet base is sitting higher than all of these other boxes that we already went through. And the reason is, one, it's going out of rotation, and two, there's only 25 of them available in the current market. Here is the other Scarlet and Violet box, also dancing around 330 to 340. And it also has only 21 boxes available. In the last 6 months, it's seen 36% growth, and we're looking at 211% for the year for this box. Here's the Temporal Forces that I was talking about. So notice how it's far above the 180 that the other Temporal Forces has. It doesn't really have anything to do with the promo. Both promos are okay, but it has to do with the scarcity, with the supply available in the market. And it goes to show over and over how important it is, supply and availability of these boxes in the market. So this one has seen 22% in the last 6 months, 206% in the last year, but because it only has 13 boxes available that you can purchase from the market right now, it has seen an uptick in price and is pushed up to 250 compared to its counterpart that's only at 184 that has 21 available boxes in the market. Now here we have Surging Sparks at $300 and about 39 boxes in the available TCG market. We have seen 32% increase in the last 6 months, 66% in the last year. The closer we get to a chance of Pokemon Company not reprinting more of these, the more these boxes grow in price. So that's what drives a lot of these boxes, is the supply and the availability of Pokemon Company reprinting them or not. Destined Rivals sitting at a similar place in Surging Sparks, $297 to $300. We're looking at a growth of 44% in the last 3 months. Fairly new set, 72 quantity available. It does have a lot of available boxes in the market right now, as it is a fairly new set. And this box, in my opinion, long term, at the current price that it is right now, I think it is a good box to have if you missed out on picking it up at MSRP. But just know that there is a higher chance of Pokemon Company reprinting this box because it's such a new set. Okay, so now we're getting into the top 5, and at spot number 5 is Prismatic Evolutions with $330 to $340. And as you can see, it's a 27% growth in the last month, 16% in the last 3 months. But when you zoom out at the 6 month, you can see that it was at some point dancing at $350 to $330, and it did take a crash down, and it has moved up and down and moved up. This is because there was a reprint. There was a second wave or reprint, whatever you want to call it, of Prismatic Evolutions, the Pokémon Center.com, and this caused the market to kind of like crash a little bit. And this is normal. This is usually what happens. But it takes no time for them to recover. As the boxes hit the market and they get consumed, the boxes start to move up. Currently, there is 152 boxes available in the current market, and they have been printing Prismatic to the ground in bundles, in ancillary products, in ultra premium collection boxes. Now we got the figure collection boxes. There's so much product coming out for Prismatic that they are really trying to print this set to calm the demand. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do another wave of these. And so I think it's going to hover around this price point until we get farther and farther away from the chance of Pokemon Company reprinting this one. All right, at the top 4, way farther away from Prismatic, it's Paldea Evolved at $702. This one has seen 390% in the last year, non-stop, 65% in the last 6 months, and 27% in the last 3 months. There's only 13 boxes available. Paldea Evolved, it's a great set. It's got the Shinji Kanda Magikarp in there. and it's going out of rotation. There's going to be a very repetitive theme here that you're about to see for the top 4 boxes. It's going out of rotation in March, and it has seen immense amount of growth for that reason, combined with the fact that it's very scarce, right? People are holding their boxes. Whoever has these, they're holding them because they know what potential future could hold for these boxes. And the promo, it's really good. The scarcity is there, and the out of rotation, which means Pokemon Company more than likely is not going to reprint any of them, and that's the price point that it reflects. Here is the Paldean Fates Pokemon Center Exclusive at $580. Actually, if you add shipping, that looks like more $570 or so. This is the highest growing box out of the entire Scarlet and Violet era for these PC ETBs. 612% in the last year, 102% in the last 6 months, and 111% in the last 3 months. It has done amazing in terms of performance. 19 boxes available in the current market. That's still very scarce. And again, it's going out of rotation together with Paldea Evolved in March of 2026, which also means that more than likely the odds of Pokemon Company reprinting this box right now when they're focusing on all the new stuff, the Mega Evolution coming, the Surging Sparks, the Prismatic Evolutions, the 151, odds are this box, it's not going to get a reprint, but we can only wait and see. All right, here we are with Obsidian Flames at the spot number 2. Obsidian Flames just last week surpassed Paldean Fates and Paldea Evolved. It was at around $480 like 7-8 days ago, and it's now sitting at $755. The Charmander promo in this box in a PSA 10 with low population is going for, and it is causing this box to continue to move up in value. The set is going out of rotation in March as well, and it has 37 boxes available in the current market right now, which then again reflects the current price point that we see for this box right now. At the number 1 set of the entire Scarlet and Violet is 151. Of course, this box is already $1,000, right? It is also going out of rotation. There's only 40 boxes available. A lot of people, the numbers here towards the end, you notice how Obsidian Flames has about 37 and 151 is about 40. A lot of people are putting their boxes on the market because they're wanting to cash out, because this is massive increase in value over the last, just over the last 3 months, 100% returns. 6 months is 116% return. 1 year, 560% if they hold for 1 year. These boxes were just $140 a year ago. So a $1,000 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box is actually pretty insane to me. But when I look at the promos, when I look at the population reports, when I look at the scarcity of the boxes, and that the set is going out of rotation, we're not going to see any more of these in the market, it kind of makes sense that there will be these prices. But again, because we don't have data to go back to older X, Y, and Sun and Moon eras that had these boxes, because this is the first era that we've gotten stamped promo Elite Trainer boxes exclusives like these, it is really tough to know what the future is going to hold for these boxes. Are these prices going to stick? Are we going to see higher prices? We really don't know. And the only thing that we can really do is look at the data that we have now and speculate based on the promos, the PSA 10s, and the pack prices that these sets have. All right, here is all of the Elite Trainer boxes, Pokemon Center exclusives, and my face is covering the Obsidian Flames, and I think that's the only one. But Obsidian Flames is there. I think the only one we're missing out of this page is the 151. It's on the other page, but just imagine that it's somewhere over here, and it's the 900. It's the most expensive one, right? We know that. Okay, so when we look at this list, and we realized that the top 4 ETBs are the sets that are going out of rotation here in a couple months in 2026. Me personally, I don't know how I feel about paying $700, $800, or $900 for a Pokemon exclusive ETB at this point in time, especially after the huge amount of price increases they've seen in the last several months, and knowing that there may be other places that you could put that $1,000 or $800 to $900 into, like booster boxes or something like that, that could potentially give you a better return than these, because again, we don't have data. So I don't know if these boxes will stay stagnant from this point forward or if they'll continue to go up. So there's that risk that I really personally, I don't feel comfortable taking. And so that's why if I were to get into any Pokemon Center exclusive, and this is the whole point of the video, it took me this long to get here, I would be looking at picking up Prismatic Evolutions and Destined Rivals. I know that these could be printed, but hear me out. Knowing that Destined Rivals is going to be one of the best main sets of the era, Prismatic Evolutions, EV Evolutions, you already know. The promo is beautiful. The promo on the Wobbuffet on Destined Rivals is also really good. Knowing that, there's nothing that would point against the fact that these two boxes can get to the $800 to $900 price point that 151 and Obsidian is demanding right now. Other than Pokemon Company potentially reprinting them, that's the only thing that could really hinder the ability for these to go higher. I am fairly confident at picking these up. If the reprint does happen, then you average down. Because honestly, with the amount of demand and with the amount of people that know how valuable these are, there's going to be so many thousands of people trying to go on that queue on PokemonCenter.com to try to get these ETBs. You're going to wait and wait and wait. You're going to get on that queue. You're going to miss it. And then you're going to be forced to pick them up at those prices, 400, 500, who knows? So me personally, I'd rather secure them now. If the reprint happens, and if I get one at 60, 70 from PokemonCenter.com, sure, by all means, right? I average down immensely. But if I don't, then I'll just pick them up during the downturn. Because when that happens, a lot of people is going to very quickly try to offload them. The botters that get somehow figure out a way to get cases of these, they're going to offload them. And it causes the market price to kind of like fluctuate down a little bit. And you can pick up more at that point. So if I had to choose, I would go with Prismatic, Destined Rivals, and even Surging Sparks. I know they're in rotation. I know they have a chance of being reprinted. But if you have ever tried to get onto PokemonCenter.com, try to get exclusive ETBs, it's a gamble. That is my personal opinion. I am looking at Destined Rivals, Surging Sparks, and Prismatic Evolutions. Like I said, I know they can get reprinted, but that's okay with me because I know that they are super exclusive and that they will hold value in the long term. So you have to have a 3 to 5 year horizon with these boxes if you are looking to picking them up at these prices right now. And again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go dump a ton of money on these. I'm just telling you that this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I want to do personally for my investing / collecting of these Pokemon Center exclusive boxes. Regardless of the price and the momentum that it's having right now with the bull market, I think that it is a safer place to park your money for a fraction of the cost than if you were to throw $1,000 with 151. I would rather buy 3 Prismatic at 300 than 151 at 1,000 because again, it may go stagnant for the years to come. This may be the peak. We don't know. What I do know is that now we have a high of 1,000 with 151 because it got there and 900 for Obsidian Flames. So if Prismatic Evolution is at 300, then at least I know that it could get very close to the 1,000. So if I spent 300 on 3 of them and they get to 1,000, I am way, way better positioned than somebody that spent 1,000 in 151 and that box probably stagnant for several years and maybe gone up to 1,500. You see what I'm saying? So like that is just my reasoning behind deciding to pick those boxes as opposed to the top ones right now at the current prices. But that's my personal opinion. Again, let me know in the comment section what you think. I am curious to know if you guys have any other different inputs. Maybe you have a different approach or a different reason as to why Obsidian Flames will continue and probably surpass 151 because of that promo. We already knew that promo was going to be gold, but it seems like it's going higher and higher without stop. So that's all I got for today. I hope this was helpful. And as always, stay positive, keep your head up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.